guys back with another video. And I'm making I've only done this once, like before I make a specific race weekend report. That was during Miami, where I said if it was a good or bad race, if it was a good or bad track. But I want to do it again. Maybe not saying good or bad, just saying if it was like a good weekend, did you guys like it? Just going through the report since I watched it, and I watched most of the race weekends, but I want to do this on specific since I'm obviously a bit Brazilian, and I just thought, why not? Like, why not? I mean, there's not a lot of other better ideas. And by the way, the Egyptian video, like I said, maybe in the community, I might do. I'm just doing a bit more research on it. So maybe you guys might get that. I might not. I'm gonna try to do my research. But let's talk about the Brazilian Grand Prix today at the Autódromo José Carlos Pace in Interlagos. So let's talk about this race. So obviously the sprint was this weekend, and it had a lot of controversy. Let's just say that. Like, there was a lot of stuff like Stroll getting 10-second time penalty. Obviously, like today I had like Leclerc and Ricciardo and Magnussen. So let's just start from square one report. So obviously Kevin Magnussen got the very surprise pole. He got the pole because he set his time first, and the time just gonna start getting harder. So he's hard on pole. Max Verstappen second, George Russell, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, Ocon, Alonso, Hamilton starting disappointing 8th, and along with Perez and Leclerc also starting disappointing 9th and 10th. The rest is fine. Also, Alfa Romeo having a shocking 17th and 18th. Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, Latifi doing good, and both the Williams doing good. So yeah, and then the sprint, obviously, we do now. Carlos Sainz was taking a penalty. And 7th, Yuki Tsunoda had stuff from the pit lane as well. And Alex Albon DNF'd at the sprint. So George Russell will be starting first, Sainz second, Hamilton third, Verstappen fourth, Perez fifth, Leclerc sixth, coming from 10th, Norris 7th, starting from 4th, and Magnussen, the pole sitter, his first ever pole, starting only 8th, getting 1 point from the sprint class. And then like the rest of the top 10 was Vettel and Gasly, also in the top 10. And then also both the Alpines shockingly doing badly, mainly because they had contact together in some of the opening laps. So going from 6th and 7th to 17th and 18th is not great. Also Stroll going from like 10 for 12 I forgot to down to 16th because of that contact. But we know because of leaving the track and getting an advantage. So yeah, and then let's get into the race. So the race was something crazy. It was, I think most people thought it would be like maybe a 2-stop, maybe even possibly a 1-stop. Turned out most cars did 3 stops because like it was crazy. So obviously in the beginning we had the first lap crash, which Kevin Magnussen and Daniel Ricciardo kind of hit Magnussen, made him spun around, and Magnussen's rear wing hit the side of Ricciardo, sent him into the wall. So Magnussen, the pole sitter, out on the first lap, and Dan Ricciardo also out, who started 14th in qualifying. But they were both out. Then when restart began, we had first Verstappen going into Hamilton, trying to get past Verstappen had damage. Hamilton went a few places down. Then Norris hit the side of Leclerc, sending Leclerc into the wall. He also had to pit because of front wing damage. So crazy restart. And then after that there was like a lot more. We had Albon pitting on the safety car before. I forgot to mention that. Russell leading away. Hamilton had a really big just jump through the field. Vettel was running actually 4th at one point. But like obviously we had Leclerc and the Ferrari doing some weird strategies, which actually turned out being pretty good because they finished 4th. But yeah, the rest of the race, it was pretty decent. I mean, Stroll got a point, both Astons pretty good. Bottas getting in more points, 9th. Ocon 8th. And then the two Red Bulls shockingly 7th and 6th. Perez Perez and Leclerc now tied in the championship going to the final race at Abu Dhabi. So whoever finishes ahead in points, if both finish like 10th, I think it'll be Perez or maybe Leclerc. But if like one finishes ahead in the points, like 9th, if Perez is 9th and Leclerc's 10th, then Perez will finish up by 1 point, which hopefully that does happen because that would be an awesome finish. But Verstappen only 6th. I thought he would be at least 5th, but he wasn't able to get ahead of Alonso. Leclerc 4th, Sainz 3rd. And also, by the way, at about at the end of the race, the team wanted Perez to get ahead of Verstappen and Leclerc to get ahead of Sainz because of that championship battle. Then we had the two Mercedes getting their first 1-2 of the year. Russell 1st, Hamilton 2nd. I think I was kind of rooting for Russell, but at the same time I was kind of rooting for Hamilton because I wanted Hamilton to get that win. But also awesome that Russell got his first win. And also Hamilton, great recovery drive. I think if he didn't have that contact, then I think he actually would have won. Because like if he didn't have that like going a bit wide and then losing time, then I think he would have gotten that win. But let's just go through the rest of it. I think it was Russell who got the extra lap. I think it was Russell. It might have been Hamilton. Well, it actually was George Russell who got the fastest lap. But now going in the final Abu Dhabi, like I said, Leclerc is actually ahead of Perez. So Leclerc is ahead of Perez, but they're tied on points. So like it's the same really. Then we have Russell in 4th, 265, getting that win. It's really helped in. Hamilton, 240. So if Hamilton doesn't get a win in fastest lap, and Russell DNFs out, then he will finish ahead of Russell. But the possibility of that is very close to 0 because he would have to win, which first is really unlikely, and get fastest lap, which Verstappen could probably get. I mean, Hamilton has only gotten two fastest laps all season at Britain and Hungary. So, Russell has gotten 4 out of the 5 fastest laps in the last 5 races. The only one being Zhou Guanyu in Japan. So yeah, like that. I mean, like you could still say that he's got a shot, but still very closely. The main battle though is between Hamilton and Carlos Sainz. Sainz is now finishing 4th. He's going to be beaten by Russell. If he's beaten by Hamilton, then that is going to be another crazy thing. Because Hamilton has 240 points. Sainz has 234. 6-point gap. So, like if Sainz finished like P6 and Hamilton DNF'd out, then Sainz would be ahead of Hamilton by 2 points. So yeah, Carlos. Man, the funny thing is I put Sainz being 3rd and Perez being 6th. At my season predictions. Now it could be that Perez finishes 3rd and Sainz finishes 6th. Like, man, it's been one crazy year, but that's to say. Then Norris finished 7th. Obviously, he would have gotten maybe some points, but he did do a really good job. Got some points in the sprint. And then like the rest is not much change. 5-point gap between both Alpines going into the last race of the season, so that's going to be crazy. I do think Alonso, if he does get it, deserves it because I also think he's done really good. Bottas getting some more points, 2 points. Now, going to the final race, we obviously have the Alfa Romeo and Aston Martin battle. 5 points separates them. Stroll got the 1 point this weekend round, but Bottas got 2 points, so very crucial for him. Then we have Haas and AlphaTauri. Both didn't score today. Haas got the 1 point in the sprint because of Kevin Magnussen. But if there was no sprint, like in Imola he qualified 4th. If there wasn't a sprint, I think he would have done better. Like today, if he had a sprint, it doesn't go down to 8th, then he does better in my opinion. But Haas and 2 points. Can AlphaTauri still get it? And then Williams obviously 8th. So that's your weekend roundup. Did you guys like it? I think you guys did because I think it was awesome. But that's the weekend report. I'll see you guys next time.